It is hot mega summer in the world of Digimon Adventure 2020 as we've officially hit a streak of mega level Digimon reveals, and this week the two biggest names are Ophanimon and Hercules Kabuterimon. In this Digino video, we're going to recap episode 58 of Digimon Adventure and have an episode 59 pre-show preview discussion. It'll be a shorter video as I'm trying to take this week off to recover, but I can't leave you all hanging, so let's get into it. Episode 58 is really Hikari and Anjuamon's episode. It's a return to the forest that Petalldramon created through its rebirth following this epic kaiju battle it had over 10 episodes ago. That appeared to be a really formative moment for Kari when it happened, and here we are back at the scene. So Kari is of course ecstatic to see new life growing in the forest in the form of Digitama. It was great seeing these little guys as there are so many iconic visuals in Digimon that make it Digimon, and one of those is the Digitama. A handful are not hatching though, and we learn that Soulmon are the cause. They despise life itself and are draining these Digitama before they can even hatch. We have the setup where Kari, TK, and Tai is here now by the way, decide that it must be Kari and Gatomon who go after the Soulmon because they are quick and nimble enough to catch these guys without damaging the forest, as opposed to say Greymon who would stomp all over the place. Though I will say it was funny when I thought, another way to write a scenario where we couldn't rely on Tai and Greymon would have been just to not include them in this episode. They really didn't need to be there for this episode to work, as TK could have been that support role with Commandamon and Patamon and just let Kari and Gatomon do their thing, but I digress. Skull Balukimon appears and is infinitely more threatening than the Soulmon. Anjuamon comes out and really takes a beating. Something about seeing a grounded, beat up Anjuamon was really jarring because she's usually presented as so divine and holier than thou, just really above physical fisticuffs. But she's overpowered here, at least for a while, until Kari is able to discover her crest's true power by saving the Digitama and allowing one of the slower ones to hatch into Nyokimon, this super cute baby Digimon. Here we get an aura form / essence form of Ophanimon, and I have to say, unless they have something truly epic for Ophanimon's full debut in the coming weeks, I really don't see why we needed an essence form tease here and couldn't just get Ophanimon. It felt like the power up would really be essential to account for the gap in the power between Anjuamon and Skull Balukimon that we'd been witnessing for the last 10 minutes. And since we've already seen a Gatomon Mega with Holydramon, Kari getting a Mega doesn't feel like this mystical thing that deserves a tease necessarily. Let me know if you agree or disagree by commenting below. Should Ophanimon have shown up here, or are we saving it for something better later? We round out the episode with Kari and Gatomon recognizing the relationship between light and life and bidding farewell to Skull Balukimon before we see its rebirth begin with first a silhouette of regular Balukimon and then a new Digitama. A nice moment for sure. Overall, a good episode for Kari and a great episode for Anjuamon fans, only for the fact that we got to see a ton of new animations and poses and scenarios we don't often see Anjuamon in. She's just such a well-designed character. Like 21 years later, 22 years later, this is still one of the best Digimon designs in my opinion. But yes, when will we be getting Ophanimon if not in this episode? Will she be saved for the final battle of the series, or will there be one more Kari-centric solo episode? And when I say solo, I know a lot of comments like to say, well, Tai was there, it wasn't really a solo. And yeah, I guess you're right. By solo, I mean not solo, but focus on a kid that isn't Tai, while Tai stands there and plays support. Next week though, it looks like Izzy is getting the spotlight as he and Tentomon have to navigate a maze and put their knowledge to the test to stop Nanomon from doing something to Tai, and we'll for sure be getting Hercules Kabuterimon. The show has its work cut out for it though if this mega debut will be really impactful and memorable, because Hercules Kabuterimon's other adventure animation debut was from movie 3 of Digimon Adventure Tri, and that entire sequence was, in my opinion, where Tri peaked because it started losing itself for the plot and kind of running long after that. But the Tri movie 3 sequence leading up to Hercules Kabuterimon hugging and pushing his friends into the reboot portal was tragic and epic and beautiful. So can Adventure 2020 live up to that mega debut? I don't think so personally, but I'd love to be proven wrong, because at most we're saving Tai and Agumon as opposed to saving all of the infected Digimon. I won't get my expectations too high, but maybe we'll get better animation in the evolution sequence or like a cooler fight scenario. We'll have to wait and see, and we'll judge next week which Hercules Kabuterimon debut was better. But that'll do it for me this week until Sunday when I have a full episode 59 review for you all. Thanks to everyone who watched my secondary partners video last week. I really did not expect that one to do as well as it's been doing. It really made me happy. I loved making it, but I kind of thought of it as a quote-unquote filler video in the Digino catalog and thought only the diehard viewers would click on it, but it seems like it was a hit, so I'll definitely have to do more stuff like that. Maybe expand on that video premise and create individual videos that looks at each kid and creates a team of 3 or 4 for each of them, explore their evolution lines, etc. But yeah, just brainstorming. Until Sunday, everyone, thanks so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.